Hi everybody, Eric Alexander at Tekton Design here. Before I get started, I want to give a shout out to my son Josh. Tomorrow's July 19th, 2023. He will be 17. I miss this guy more than anything. And Josh, happy birthday wherever you are. Josh was kidnapped by his mother 12 years ago. He was 5 years old. I don't know where you are, but I love you, I miss you, and your brothers more than anything. So with that said, it's been a long time since we've made a video, over 3 years, and I have mixed emotions about that. I'm not the biggest get in front of the camera kind of guy, but I honestly miss it, and I have a lot of things to share, a lot. So we're going to be doing a lot of videos, and I'm really excited about tonight's video. It's pretty obvious what we have here, and that is our 1812 model. I'll tell you a few things about the 1812 right off the top. This speaker's been in development for a dozen years. It's patented, it's very unique, and it's very special. I want to give a shout out to the head monster, Noel Lee at Monster Cable fame, Beats headphones fame, and whether most audiophiles know it or not, he's a fantastic music producer and studio engineer. And he's been generous with his time, and we have spent together quite a bit of time with the 1812s at his location in Las Vegas. And he's really helped me hone and refine and perfect this loudspeaker. The other thing I'd like to share is that this speaker, as the way that it sits, is going to be about $30,000. We have, this is the high gloss version. My client that got this, I hesitate to say his name, but you would know him. He is a bona fide rock star. Another thing that's coming to my mind, we made Adam Lambert, there you go, dropping names, Adam Lambert, a pair of 1812s that are about half this size. So we can scale this speaker down. I'm not reluctant to scale it down, but this is how I've made it. As we've patented it, you'll see that this speaker is very unique, and it is shaped like a V. We've nicknamed it the V12, maybe a little homage to Ferrari and the 12 pistons that go with it. But the reason why it's done like this is to manipulate the polar response in the horizontal domain. So that horizontal being this way. This is a very unique speaker, and it images like nothing you've ever heard. This speaker images spectacularly. Now, why am I doing the video? I'm doing the video primarily because we don't sell enough of these, and this speaker is amazing. This speaker is phenomenal. We just don't sell enough. One of the reasons why we don't sell enough is that it's never been professionally reviewed. I guess we could have had it reviewed by now, but I never really pushed it on anybody. A few people have called us over the years, but it's big, and just frankly, it's going to be a little bit of a pain in the neck to send it to a reviewer, to have them set up this speaker. With that said, what I plan to do is offer this speaker going ahead in the future at $20,000 for the pair. And in the continental US, I will come to your house for a day and I will set them up personally. I will get them tuned and adjusted, and we can have a little bit of fun as well. That's one of the things I want to do to promote this speaker. This speaker is world class, so I want to make a comparison here. I know off the top of my head about 5 brands that are selling $30,000 to $45,000 loudspeakers consistently all the time, every day. There's a lot of these speakers being moved. And that might sound like a lot, but to some people, $30,000 for a pair of loudspeakers is just not that much. But what I want to say, there's speakers that are $30,000 and $40,000, $45,000, and you know who they are. Look at this thing. You know, they're leaving a lot on the table compared to what this thing delivers. This has a horizontal dispersion that is amazing. That's why we patented it. It's twice the output with the same given input. It will play twice as loud with the same amount of power. Most audiophiles only listen at one level, and that's the comfort level. So a speaker like this, when we distribute the power like we have, the distortion component is going to be far, far lower than a $45,000 three-way speaker that really has to have some cone excursion to start hitting sound pressure levels. This will hit sound pressure levels effortlessly. Another thing, the law of inverse squares will dictate that this loudspeaker won't start attenuating at 6 dB per doubling of distance until 2.5 times this height. So you're sitting in the sweet spot and you are getting visceral, dynamic, real. It's something to hear. It's just something to experience. Anyone is welcome to call me, schedule an appointment, come by. You have to get on a plane, but if you're going to buy a $45,000 pair of speakers and you want to hear this first, it's worth the price of a couple of plane tickets. Anyway, we plan to do a lot more videos. We're really excited about this. I'll tell you a little bit about the paint. This paint here, and we can do this in a lot of different formats. Our client wanted this in Lexus infrared. It's a candy apple. When we get this set up at his place, get the LEDs on it, it's going to really be eye candy for sure. So frequency response on the speaker like this is really true 30 hertz. It's not attenuating until 30 hertz. And of course we get top end extension. 100 dB sensitivity, and top end, I don't know, we've really never explored what the top end output is, but by the numbers we should be able to hit somewhere around 140 dB with 1 meter. That makes this a very unique product because you can have concert listening, literally. Pick your favorite band. I don't know if it's Led Zeppelin or if it's AC/DC, Bon Jovi, whatever it is, The Who, or if you're just into classical. I sat with Noel and we've listened to classical music for extended periods of time, and this sounds just like being in the symphony hall. So it plays to very high dynamic levels, and that's a rarity for a loudspeaker that's really geared for audiophiles. That's a fun thing to do. I get into raucous moods and I want to hear things loud. I'm a drummer. Most of you know that by now. Drumming is not for the faint of heart, and this speaker, we can replicate what a live concert sounds like, and that's exciting. And you're not going to get that out of a $45,000 audiophile loudspeaker. I'm trying to think if we have anything else to share. I will share a couple of things. I want to just get on video our 610 subwoofer. Same thing again, a phenomenal product. It's $1,200. 610s, so you're getting the cone displacement of 1.5 18-inch woofers, $1,200. Now, this is a musical subwoofer. This is, can it be used for a home theater? Absolutely. Is it a home theater subwoofer? Yeah, it'll do great with home theater, but what we've made these for is for audiophiles. So imagine a pair of these, a pair of Moabs, a pair of double impacts or whatever, and most of my clients buy two, they flank them. So you can get into a pair of 610s for $2,500, and it's the same thing. There's a lot of $6,000+ subwoofers out there. They might be 12-inch, they might be 15-inch. Just going to be frank, this will deliver more. They leave a lot on the table. This has higher sensitivity, lower mass, 6 motors. It's very fast, agile, and musical. We like that. We've got another one here. I'll talk about this. I want to talk a little bit about a speaker that's been around for a long time. That's the Wilson Watchdog. Okay, so this speaker here, one of the things that you'll see is it's a 12-inch woofer and it's large. This is something that I'm actually excited about. Years ago, I got interviewed with probably the most famous loudspeaker company on earth by their product development engineer. Some of you don't know that before I started this company, I was a product development engineer, and one of the first things they told me was, how good are you at making cheap things sound good? And I said, well, I think I'm your guy. I'm really good at it. Now, I don't want to work with cheap things, and we don't necessarily work with the most expensive, exotic stuff on earth. Frankly, we don't have to. It's about the sum total of the parts. It's how the design's executed. But I will tell you, I want to talk a little bit about speakers like what we produce. If you get out, I can show you by the numbers, about 85% of all of the loudspeakers on planet Earth, That's your consumer electronics stuff. That's the stuff that's put in televisions. That's the stuff that you Bluetooth through, and including the audiophile offerings. I would estimate that about 85% of all loudspeakers on Earth are in an undersized cabinet. Now, there's a lot of reason and a lot of logic in why these are in undersized cabinets. Number one, wife acceptance factor. Number two, it's cheaper to manufacture. Number three, it's we can get more of them on a container from Asia. And by the way, all of this stuff's American made. American made cones, American made boxes, American made parts. There's a few minor imported things in these speakers, but by and large, everything we do is American made. So we really appreciate the support that we've been given over the last dozen years. We really appreciate that. But back to this, you get the speaker in the right size, and I'll use the example of the Wilson Watchdog. David Wilson had it all figured out. He put the subwoofer in the right size box. This thing here runs. This sounds phenomenal. It's a 12-inch woofer. If I dropped a marble in the vent in the back, I've now displaced that thing to a point where I might be splitting hairs, but I'm going, it's not optimized. This thing's optimized, digs down to 20 hertz. It's 96 dB with 1 watt, and there's no equalization, there's no electronics assistance, anything like that. So it's fast, agile, dynamic, and visceral, and it sounds real. I want to talk a moment about what the competition does, but I'm going to save most of it for another video. As far as subwoofers go, one of the things that it's consumer driven, the fact that most people don't want to own a subwoofer that is not flat to 20 hertz. I think that's a bit of a mistake, but we get to 20 hertz the best way. We put it in the right size box and we use the right cabinet. The other way to get to 20 hertz is to make that cone weigh 200 or 300 grams, and that gets you to 20 hertz, but it sounds like mud. Anyway, I'll circle back to the 1812. We really want to start promoting this and hope to get your support. This is a phenomenal speaker. Please consider it when you're considering buying that $30,000 or $45,000 loudspeaker. Please consider it. Take a plane flight. Most importantly, just call me on the phone. I'm available for my clients. I'm always available. I'm always able to pick up the phone, and that's something unique that the peers in the industry, most of them, good luck reaching them. Anyway, I'm going to sign off for now. We're going to be back soon, I promise. I'm sorry I waited 3 years to do another video, but we'll do another one in the next few days, I promise. Take care.